Hi everyone, today we are going to look at how to find the circumference of a circle. But before we do that, let's just remind ourselves about three important parts of a circle and their special names. The first one is when you have a line that goes from the centre out to the edge, and that has the name of a radius. So I'm going to label the radius with a lowercase r. So radius. That's any line from the centre to the edge of a circle. The second one is when you have a line that goes from one side of the circle through the centre to the other side of the circle. And that is called a diameter, and I'm going to label that with a lowercase d. So the diameter is equal to d. Now, the diameter is actually made up of two radiuses. There's the first radius and there's the second. So we also know that the diameter is 2 times the radius. The third part of the circle I want to look at is actually a special name for the perimeter of a circle. Now, the perimeter of any shape is the distance around the outside. But for a circle, it has got a special name called the circumference. So I'm going to label it C for circumference, and that is the distance all the way around the outside. Okay, so C is the circumference. Now, in today's lesson, we are going to learn about how we can work out the circumference if we know the diameter. So we are going to find out how to find the circumference of a circle. Now, the circumference of a circle is approximately, so roughly 3 times the diameter. And that is something to always try and remember. It's roughly 3 times. But we actually have an exact value of number of times that it is equal to the diameter. And that is using this rule here. C, the circumference, is pi. That symbol stands for pi times the diameter, d for diameter. Now, pi is a special number which is actually programmed into your calculators. It's 3.14159 and it goes on forever. And this is just a Greek letter, capital Pi, which just stands for that number. Now, on your calculators, if you've got a Casio calculator, it doesn't matter if it's a new or the older version, there is a button which has pi, and it's right down the bottom. Next to this answer button, we have this button here. And above it in yellow there is pi. And it's in the same place on the other one. It's here next to the answer button, and you can see it's in yellow above that button there. So how we get that yellow is you have to press the shift button first of all. So the shift button here, and then you press the button at the bottom here, the pi button. And if you do that, you'll see that pi comes up on your screen. If you press equals, it will still stay as pi, but if you press your S to D button, that will change it to a decimal. So that gives you your value of pi, which, as I said, actually goes on forever, but that's as much as your calculator will do. Okay, so let's see how we can use this rule to work out some circumferences. So here's a first example. We're given a circle and we are told that the diameter, because that's a line all the way across, is 9 centimetres. Okay, so the diameter is 9 centimetres. Now, the circumference is pi times diameter. That's a rule you need to learn. Circumference is pi times diameter. So if we just put that into our calculator, press that pi button times 9, and the S to D button, you will get 28.274, carries on, which if I round is 28.3 centimetres to 1 decimal place. Now, if we look at another example. Okay, here we are. We have got another diameter. This time it's 13. We just use the formula. Circumference is pi times diameter. So that's pi times 13. Use your calculators and you will get that answer there. So make sure you can find that pi button. And if you round it, 40.8 centimetres. This next example is slightly different because you're not told the diameter. Remember, the diameter is all the way across. You are told the radius is 3. So r equals 3. But remember, the diameter is two lots of that. It's all the way across. So the diameter is 2 times 3, which is 6. You put it into your calculator. Circumference is pi times diameter, pi times 6. You'll get that answer, which rounds to 1 decimal place to 18.8. So just one more example like this. This time the radius is 4. You can work out the diameter by doubling it. 2 times 4 is 8. We know that the circumference is pi times the diameter, so it's pi times 8. Remember to press the SD button if you want it as a decimal. That's 25.13274, etc., which is 25.1 centimetres to 1 decimal place. Now, the main thing of this is that you need to remember that formula, that the circumference is equal to pi, which is programmed into your calculator, times diameter. Okay, good luck and try and use this formula in the questions you're going to have to answer.